Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I am doing a purge. This is a Gencon purge. To be clear, I should probably clarify that. This is not a purge of games I came back from Gencon with. Rather, this is a purge of I came back from Gencon with a lot of games. I already know that I like a bunch of them, so it's time to get rid of a bunch of other games to my collection in order to make room for the fact that I try to keep a 200 game limit on my collection, and I know that I'm going to have a hard time making this work if I don't get rid of games. That's not going to be the title of the video because that would be obnoxiously long, but that's the idea. That's the idea of this video. I want to proactively go through a bunch of games on my shelves and say, you know what, hard decisions have to be made. We need to make room for new, exciting, fun things, and we're going to get rid of a bunch of stuff. And also, random tangent here, I need to rethink my 200 game limit because, and I'm not changing things now. I'm not changing things right now, but I'm realizing that sometimes some things that are small, easy to play games that I'd rather have a bunch of those than one single big box experience. And if I get rid of, like, I don't know, 5 mental big box experiences that are taking up my headspace because of how much time, because of how much work they are to play, to table, to whatever, all of that, to maintain the rule set in my head, I can get a ton of smaller, easy to play games in there. So I might want to rethink my rules at some point. That's not the point of this video. This video is focused on I am setting a target goal, I may or may not hit it, of getting rid of 15 games from my collection, of making the hard choices, looking at my shelves together with you in this video. I know nothing about what I'm doing right now. I don't know a single game that I'm getting rid of. I don't know. Again, I already keep every single month when I add 2 or 3 more games, I have a hard time picking which 2 or 3 are leaving. So we're going to go ahead and make some hard choices together. I'm just going to take you around the shelves over here and look at games and talk about which ones I probably should get rid of, and then make some hard choices along the way. This is not new on the channel. You've seen me do things like this when I do my end of year purge. Let's call this a mid-year purge. It's July after all. Is it July? It's August after all. Oh my gosh, time flies. It's August after all. This is my mid-year purge. It is going to make the end of year purge very hard to do if I do that at all. I don't know. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe it'll be a mid-year look at all the games I should get rid of, but actually I'm probably not going to until I need to maintain my 200 game limit. Maybe that'll be the mid-year purge, the end of year purge. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's take a look at what we've got here, because this is actually a great time to go ahead and mention our channel sponsor, Allplay, because you're about to go ahead and look at a whole lot of game shelves and a tiny mess in the corner. I haven't figured out how to get rid of this mess in the corner, because I think things always end up here. But either way, there's a whole bunch of games. I'm going to try to take a look at these and see, cup by cubby, what we can do. Nothing in here is going away. Machina Arcana probably should. I don't play it, but it is a great game. Stalker is probably going to go away eventually, but I'm going to be replacing that specifically, so nothing's leaving right now. We have over here Blood Rage as well as Endless Winter. Endless Winter. Oh my gosh, do I do it? Do I do it? Do I get rid of Endless Winter? Is that what we're doing? I think we're doing it. I think we're getting rid of Endless Winter. It's so rough. I'd rather play Arnak. Do I get rid of This is rough. Okay, this is going to be a long video. I'd rather play Arnak over Endless Winter. I'd rather play Dune Imperium over Endless Winter. Endless Winter's going. Man, wow, what a video, what a video. The whole goal here is to be rough and hard with this, and that's going to involve, whoops, that was probably a mistake as far as me trying to do this one-handed. Maybe I should just take notes as opposed to doing this. Either way, that is Endless Winter and then a slightly ruined game shelf situation. We'll deal with that later, and we'll be a little bit more diligent what we take out. So Stalker, safe, Endless Winter's gone. We got down 1. 6 Sojourns over here. Safe, Inish, safe, Dune Imperium, safe, Expedition is amazingly safe, Valeria, Planet Unknown, all safe, Darwin's, Anno, Revive, Sankore. Sankore is a rough one. Is this the day that I start getting rid of some of the harder to table games? I'm going to get rid of Sankore. I hate myself a little bit for this. Oh, we're not doing this. I gotta find a better system. You know what we're going to do? I'll come back in a second. We'll put down the camera between things. Quest is going to stick around. Pioneer Rails is one that I constantly keep and constantly think I shouldn't keep, but I constantly end up keeping. But I have so many great roll and write games. I think Pioneer Rails is reluctantly going to go at this point. It's so good. Like, it's so simple. It's so easy to play. I do enjoy this one. Flip and write game, you'll expend your railroad. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to get rid of it. Parks is safe, Ink is safe, Cascadia and Shallow Sea are totally safe. That's going to be there. We have Mythic Mischief, totally safe, Lord of the Rings Duel, Spectacular, Mesh of Stars, Calico, Zenith, Harmonies, all safe. Terraforming Mars, safe. Dice Throne Vanguard, Dice Throne in general, safe. Brink safe, Kinfire Chronicles. Kinfire Chronicles is going to leave eventually, but it's safe for right now. Brass 5 Tribes, Tack, and Tzaar. Do I get rid of Tzaar? Is today the day that I get rid of Tzaar from my collection? I think I do. Tzaar is great. but I've also played it enough at this point. This is a great game. I highly recommend this. One of the better games in the gift system of games. We're going to get rid of that. Then we go back to here. We got the Loop, which is totally safe. Spirit Island, 5 Tribes, all that. Unlocks I count as one game. It's one cubby, but it's all one game system. Bunny Kingdom, Santorini, A City of Spies. I'm not ready to get rid of City of Spies, but I think I am ready to get rid of How to Save a World. So again, we're not going to pull it out of the shelf. I'm going to do this two-handed. We'll come back to it soon. So up to 4 games already, which is pretty not bad, honestly. We have Welcome, Welcome to the Moon over here. 7 Wonders Duel, Paris, Watergate, Caesar. All of those I think are excellent games. Caesar is the only one that I do wonder, do I get rid of Caesar? Oh my gosh, this is the rough part of what I'm doing over here, because Caesar is simultaneously one of my favorite games from that system, but I've also played it a lot that maybe I've played it out. I think I've played it out. Caesar's going. Man, what a day. This is like a fall. Like I think the issue is that there's a difference. You know what? We're going to do a little bit of monologue over here. We're going to talk against the camera. So I think there's a difference in general between games that you love and games that you play. And then the question is, why are you not playing that game? That's a question you have to ask yourself too. Because if you're not playing that game because you don't, like a good example, let's take Machina Arcana. Machina Arcana is a game that I haven't played because it's harder to table, but when I do table, it's totally worth it. It's amazing. I still want to table it. Whereas I think when I think of Caesar, as good as Caesar is, I think that it's not my best 2-player games. When I want a really great 2-player game, I will prioritize something else over Caesar. So that's what's going on over there. It's rough, it's hard, but you know we're going to do that. I will take the opportunity while the camera's set down over here to pull off the 2 games that I wanted, which was Nope. I forgot the games I wanted to. We're doing Sankore, which feels brutal. Let's go ahead and pull this out. I'm going to have to organize these shelves after when I'm done. But Sankore is going to come out. And then the other one was How to Save a World, which again feels brutal. This is from Endeavor, from Burnt Island Games. I still have Endeavor from them. But it's a good game. It's a good game. It's, again, goes back to good games versus great games. Like, that's a solid 4 out of 5. But right now, I just got rid of Sankore, which is a 5 out of 5. What's next? While we're over here on the shelf, we can take a look and see what's next. Let's pivot the camera back so we can see what's going on here. We have Shackleton Base, Core of Discovery, Minos, Lacrimosa, Quest for El Dorado, and Everdell Farshore. I think those are all safe. Captain Obvious, Codenames, size-wise, these are all safe. Massive Darkness is totally safe, only because my kids currently decided that they like it. So now that's being played just because of them alone. Rise and Fall does not get tabled, but man, it's a good game. I'm not ready to get rid of it. Three Sisters, I have an extra copy of Three Sisters here, so let's take this off the shelf. It doesn't count as getting rid of a game, unfortunately, because I only count Three Sisters once anyway, but I certainly don't need it on the shelf. We have Beast. Oh my gosh, do I get rid of a Beast? I think I'm getting rid of Beast. Man, Beast is a good game. This is a longer conversation, but I think we are getting rid of Beast over here. I'll do a recap at the end and talk about why I got rid of all these games. We have 7 Wonders, which is safe. I love 7 Wonders. But like, do I play? I want 7 Wonders. I want 7 Wonders. We are going to have Project Elite, which is safe, but probably shouldn't be. It doesn't get played. Robinson Crusoe technically does not count as being in my collection, because anything I haven't played yet, I don't actually count as in my collection, so to speak. Kingdom Builder is great. I don't want to get rid of it, even though I possibly should. We have Orleans, which is great. Clans of Midgard, which is great. Istanbul, Bruges, Troyes is great. Feast for Odin, Glass Road, Le Havre, Clans of Caledonia, all of them are totally safe. The Elder Scrolls is safe, although maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it's safe. It's safe for right now. Carcassonne, Trailblazers, Barren Park, Roll to the Top. GPS. Do I get rid of GPS? I'll get rid of GPS. Let's get rid of GPS at this point. Okay, you're gone, GPS. A bunch of these games have actually fallen off behind here down here. So we got Grunts, Alibis, but we'll keep those. I'm going to toss GPS right now. That brings our stack, by the way, to currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I need to grab one of these games. Beast is going to bring us to 8. So we actually might get to 15, which is kind of impressive, all things considered. Dragon Eclipse, I probably should get rid of, but I'm not ready to get rid of it yet. Master of the Universe. This is one where I might get rid of it. Do I get rid of Master of the Universe? I think so. I think I am ready to get rid of Master of the Universe. Man, the problem is Master of the Universe, Massive Darkness, Zombicide, all the Zombicides. There's so many great games out there, and I'm going to have to make some hard choices. So we're going to come back for, you know what, we'll do a token box right now. We're just going to do a token box. We're not going to do all of it. We're going to put this over here. We'll see what happens there. Master of the Universe. Okay, great. So we're up to 8, 9, whatever we're up to. Metal Gear Solid is totally safe. Root arguably shouldn't be safe because Root doesn't really get played. We do have a copy of Clans of Caledonia over there. I just need to figure out what I have between the games, because one is the expansion and one's not. We have Zombicide, which is safe, SETI and Arnak, which is safe. Dante is technically not a on-the-shelf game so much as a game I need to play. It's technically a review copy category. Age of Atlantis is, oh my gosh, what do I think about Age of Atlantis? I like this game. But I think I'm ready to get rid of it. I think I'm ready to acknowledge that it's not getting prioritized or played, but I do enjoy it. Man, rough days today. Rough days. Okay, back to over here. Tiwanuku is gone. Tiwanuku is excellent. I love this game. It's a great game, but ultimately when it comes to deduction games, it's not one that gets played as much as others, but it is a solid game. Black Forest is safe, Cusco is safe, Raja the Ganja is safe, Aquatica, Wayfarers, all those are safe. Orbit. Orbit is a rough one. I like Orbit, but I don't find it gets tabled as much. I'm going to leave Orbit here for now, but this is the kind of game that might hit the end of your purge. Cretaceous Rails needs to get played more. Rurik is great, will be replaced by 2nd edition. Ares is another one that I do wonder if I should get rid of. It doesn't get played as much as I'd like, neither does Ra. But they both fit like good spots in my collections. I'm not ready to get rid of them yet. Now, Fuce Magna, I'm not ready to get rid of this copy until I play the other copy, but I probably will get rid of one of them eventually. Wispwood is another one where I'm not sure it has the staying power compared to other games. When I think of the amount of games that have excellent, clever scoring systems, I think Wispwood, maybe I do get rid of Wispwood now. Maybe I do get rid of Wispwood now. Like, I just got Pop Art, which is amazing. I have Cascadia Alpine Lakes, which is amazing. And I have Wispwood, which is good. I think I get rid of Wispwood now. Wow, man, what a kind of day. What a day. Wispwood is going to be gone over here. Okay, that's going to go away. Codenames Harry Potter, I might get rid of while I'm here, because I don't think, we don't play this one compared to like regular Codenames. It doesn't actually buy me a slot in the collection, unfortunately, because of the fact that I count Codenames as one. By the way, I count Zombicide as one. So, you know, I count Marvel Zombies as one, together with Zombicide, together with the Black Plague, the White Death that's behind over here. So, like, you know, I kind of have a system. That's why I mentioned, like, things like a button shy game should not be equitable to what I have over here. Okay, we got Star Realms. This is technically my kids' collection because they play that. Some games, if I wouldn't keep a game, if not for my kids, I count it as my kids' collection. Fate of the Fellowship, totally safe. I probably should make it more visible, honestly, because I think it's getting hidden up here, and I think it's great. Time to Panic. Do I get rid of Time to Panic? I might get rid of Time to Panic. We're trying to make space for games here. Time to Panic's going to hit the table. We are going to go to Unconscious Mind, which is safe. We have Slay the Spire, which is safe. Cyclades is safe. Innovation is amazing. Highly recommend that game. This is my 20 strong collection. Totally safe. It's on Board Game Arena now, by the way. I started a game. I didn't finish it. I think I prefer it more in person over at Board Game Arena. Then we have Ankh, which technically, Ankh is a fun one. This doesn't count as being in my collection. I was going to get rid of it, and my son wanted me to keep it, so I still have it, but I'm only keeping it for him. So it's still here. Honestly, the same thing might happen to Masters of the Universe. But when I count my actual collection category, it's not there. Foundations of Rome, over here. That's another one where it is totally safe. It's an amazing game. Vindication, Radlands, those are all great. A lot of these games are my kids' collection category. I think Junk Art actually counts as my collection. Bombbusters, is that in my collection or my kids' collection? I have to double check, but I don't want that counting against my total. The Witcher is safe. A lot of these small box games are pretty safe. Logic and Lore, Splitto, Age of Civilization, anything I could get rid of over here. Nothing I see easily. And again, at this point, we've got a kind of mix of my kids' games and my games. Kingdom Rush is safe. I really do want to play that game, and I think because I can play it solo, I'm going to keep it. Marvel Champions is totally safe. Cthulhu Death May Die is totally safe. Mosaic arguably shouldn't be, but it is going to be safe right now. We have Logic and Lore, Hanamakoji, Rebel Princess, Lord of the Rings, Jungo, Trio, Cat in the Box. All of these, I think, are games that I do want to be safe. So let's go ahead and wander around the corner and see what we got, because we got Wizard of the Grimoire, which is totally safe. More Marvel Champions. We got Harry Potter, whatever called, Hogwarts Battle, safe. We have a bunch of kids games back here. So I think we're going to go ahead and do a count and see what we got. And then a lot of the stuff over here that I'm not panning to is going to be review copy things. So let's do a bit of a count and see where we are overall. Because right now we have, well, actually, let me show you the games instead of me. We have Time to Panic. That's going to be 1. This one doesn't even count as one of ours. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 games. Did I do it? Because if I was trying to get to 15, and I'm going to take Beast off the shelf, that brings me to 14. No, Master of the Universe was the other one. So I need one more game. One more game to get rid of. I think I actually did it. Not without a few casualties, don't get me wrong, but I think I did do it. Let's go ahead and show you. Let's put this here, and then see what we can get. So if I go back to the shelves, if we're trying to find one more game, what can I get rid of? I need to correct this, is upside down. Lacrimosa possibly should be one. I've gotten rid of it and gotten it back. It's a good game, which is why I got rid of it. And it's a good game, which is why I got it back. But it's not one that I table when I think of other Euros that are most likely to get tabled. What can I get rid of that wouldn't cause me intense internal agony over the fact that I will not play that game again? And again, this is tricky because like there are things like Machina Arcana, which I don't get tabled, but I want to get tabled. And that's, how do I do that? How do I do that? I don't know. Farshore, no, that's part of the Everdell series. Lacrimosa is there so far. From trying to 15, Kingdom Builder I like too much. It doesn't get tabled as often as I'd like, but it's such a good, clean system. Do I get rid of Labyrinth Chronicles? Labyrinth Chronicles could be the one. That's an interesting one. Maybe I'll do that. Like, I already played through it once. My kids don't ask to play it as much. They like it. I think I'll get rid of Labyrinth Chronicles. I think that's the one we're going to get rid of. Okay, so we now have our 15 games, which means it's time. Ignore this, me trying to like pick up this box and give you this box eye view of what's going on here. Let's go ahead and talk about the games we're getting rid of and why. 15 games in only 13 minutes, or 15 minutes, wherever up to, which is really not bad. So, looking around the corner over here, I'm going to give you the lowdown of every game I'm getting rid of and why. We have Labyrinth Chronicles over here. A short version is, it's a great game. I played through the whole thing myself and then played through like half of it with my kids. They don't currently ask to play it. I do find legacy games in general, unless I'm driving the train, so to speak, they often lose interest if it's not the next thing. They like them, they enjoy them, but they're not the things that they try to pull out and play as much. So it's, and it's not legacy, it's campaign, but same story in this case. Beast is amazing, but ultimately I think that I almost always find myself preferring to play Mind Management over Beast. And I like Beast, but if I would rather play a different hit and roll game, and if that's the one I'm going to find myself being drawn towards, then it is what it is. Then we have, I'm going to turn the camera back around, I think it's going to be easier for me. Then we have Time to Panic. Time to Panic is a very solid game from Ivy Studios. I kept it longer than I thought I would, but ultimately it doesn't spark joy relative to like things like the game or the, well, I don't even have the game, relative to the mind, I should say. Codenames Back to Hogwarts is just me just realizing we don't really play it, so that's moving on. Wispwood is basically, Wispwood is excellent. It is one of those hard things to get rid of, but the knowledge and the recognition that I would rather play a lot of other games in this category of that kind of like, hey, here's how we configure a bunch of stuff. I will say that's one that my daughter might choose to save. Like my daughter, what I do when I get rid of games in general is I show my kids the games I'm getting rid of, and I say, which of these games do you want to save? And if they save them, within reason, like if my kid just wants the miniatures, then it's a conversation. But if any of my kids want these games and they're like, no, I like that game, I want it to stay, I do keep it. It just goes to the kids' collection. When I categorize my own, like I have a list where I categorize my games, if I'm keeping it for them and not for me, it gets a pass. Why do I do it that way? I've talked about this, but the very short version is I never want to find myself culling things that they enjoy because I'm trying to get to 200. I get rid of it because I'm ready to get rid of it. And if my kids don't save it, they don't get saved. Like there have been a few games where I thought my daughter might save. I often say my daughter because she's usually the biggest one as far as the gaming goes, but any of my kids. But there have been times where I got rid of a game thinking someone would save it and they didn't, in which case I get rid of it. I'm serious when I make these choices over here. So Wispwood might get saved by my daughter. I believe she liked it. Tiwanuku might suffer the same fate, for better or for worse. My daughter might save it. She did enjoy this, but I think she enjoys A Message from the Stars and Logic and Lore significantly more. And I don't know how I feel. I think Tiwanuku I really enjoy a lot, but I've also played it a lot at this point, and I think there's more to explore in other game systems. Age of Atlantis is an excellent game that I played one time and have meaning to play it again and review it, but I think it's at the point where I realize that as much as I enjoyed my game, if I haven't gotten a table at this point, I think there's other games I want to get tabled before this one. Pioneer Rails, I have managed to keep it through Purge and Purge and Purge. It's a little lighter than what I typically go for. It's not my favorite roll and write. There is a charm to it that has managed to keep it surviving for a very long time, but ultimately, today we're trying to get rid of 15 games. Caesar is excellent. The only caveat here is I'd rather play Watergate, Paris, a Seven Wonders Duel, a bunch of other Zenith at this point. There's so many other two-player experiences I'd rather play. I still would play more games in this series. I just don't feel the need to keep this one right now. I think I've played it out, so to speak. Three Sisters is fantastic. This is me. Did I count Three Sisters? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I counted. There's 16 games on the table. I'm not counting Codenames Back to Hogwarts or Three Sisters, so technically I'm only getting rid of 14 games today. You know what it is? It's fine. At this point, it is what it is. 14 games is an achievement. That was a mistake. I should not have counted Three Sisters. GPS is great. It survived for a long time, Purge after Purge, like I said, but ultimately I think it is time and ready for it to go. Master of the Universe is excellent. I really enjoy it. Just big box experiences like this, there's only so many that I can reliably table without dealing in pure optimism. So it's time to move on. How to Save a World, fantastic worker placement game. Really enjoy the tableau building and the interesting worker placement elements of moving from planet to planet. But like I said, it's a 4 to 5 in a game, whereas usually games like this at this point, I only keep 4.5s and 5s usually. Speaking of which, Sankore is a 5 out of 5. That one hurts. Like of all the games on the table that I am uncertain of, I think Sankore is the one where I enjoy it the most. Here's the problem I have with Sankore, okay? The problem I have with Sankore is that while I enjoy it the most, and it is hard to get rid of, it is by far the longest teach. When I think of intricate Eurogame systems that are so amazing to play, would I rather teach? Teach is a key element because I find a lot of these games, between mixing up the game groups, between not hitting the table a lot, they're often games that I need to teach or reteach those games a lot. Would I rather play Unconscious Mind or Sankore? I'd rather play Unconscious Mind. Would I rather play, I don't even know offhand what I want, Minos or Sankore? I think Sankore is a better game than Minos, but I can teach Minos significantly faster than I can Sankore. The teachability of a game is something that slows it down. From all the games that I might change my mind on, I might change my mind on Sankore. I might. Sankore might go back on the shelf. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll try playing it again and seeing how it goes. That's the only one that I might change my mind on. Back to the others over here. Tzaar is one that I reluctantly am getting rid of, but slowly but surely the gift series of games has gone away, and I think it is time and it's okay to leave. And then lastly, we have Endless Winter. Endless Winter is fantastic, but like I said already, I think I would rather play basically any of the other games any of the other games. I mean Dune Imperium or Lost Dunes of Arnak. I'd rather play Lost Dunes of Arnak 15 times than Endless Winter. Endless Winter is fantastic. It's just the expansions and the continued integrations and add-ons to Lost Dunes of Arnak have only made it a better system. Maybe it's one I should hold on to for future content around the game. I do think Endless Winter is one of those games where when it came out, it was amazing, but then it was very quickly eclipsed by other games that put out their game, as well as expansions that made those games better in a way that Endless Winter never really did, and I think that worked against the game system. Anyways, that is your Purge. That is your post-Gencon Purge. 24 minutes to get rid of 14 games, or 13 if I choose to save Sankore. That is a possibility. It is a non-zero chance that I choose to put Sankore back on the shelf. But in any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.